All right, class, all of you need to learn how to do graphics because you're going to have to do it at some point. And so this assignment is to walk you through doing graphics, and to get credit for it, you have to turn in a graphic. So what you do first off is you go into Canvas, you click on announcements, and there's an announcement titled Announcement. Okay, the announcement titled Announcement will have a link to where you find the announcements. It says click here to view the announcements, so you click that. That'll take you to a Google spreadsheet that has the announcements. Check with me before you do these to make sure that they're up to date, but as long as they're up to date, then this is the information that you need to make your graphics. What we do with the graphics, the reason they're important is so that students will remember the announcements better if we give them at least a what, where, and when. Okay? So the most important part of the graphics isn't that they look like the most amazing graphics, although the better you make them look, the more awesome our show will look. But they at least have to show the what, the where, and the when. So what is the announcement? Where is it held? And when is it held? Okay? So let's take this first announcement for example. We'll start there. You also need Photoshop to be open. Okay? And so this first announcement, actually let's go to Photoshop first. In Photoshop, you need to start a new Photoshop document. Okay, so Command N is the keyboard shortcut to do that. So push Command N as in new. And before you click OK, we need to set the parameters. We need to set the picture size of the graphics. Now, this may change once we get everything full HD. But right now, since we're broadcasting GTV in standard def, we're going to use a standard def pixel ratio. So we go 854 by 480. So the width is 854 and the height is 480. And make sure it's pixels, not inches. If that's inches, that will be huge. So 854 pixels is the width by 480 pixels is the height. And then 72 resolution is fine. Okay, click OK. Can I get my studio crew to be quiet a little bit? Then this will open up a new document the size that you need it to be, okay? So now we use this area to create our announcement. All right, so click on the text tool, and then let's go see what we need the announcement to have. So toggle back over to your announcements. We'll start with the first one. The first one's, so read the whole announcement, and what you're looking for is the what, where, and when of the announcement. You're not going to write the entire announcement in the graphics. So Lancers, for the first time ever, Granger High hosted Art Night Live last Monday night. This is a live action art competition between art students from all of the high schools in the Granite School District. Overall, all of our Granger High competitors performed really well. We even had 3 winners. Congratulations to Brinley Rosier for overall winner, 2D second place, Dalton Mortensen for drawing judges, honorable mention, and Carlos Sanchez for mixed medium, honorable mention. Thanks to all of our participants for their hard work and wonderful representation of Granger. Please come see a sample of all their artwork at the Granite District Gallery from February 1st to March 9th, located at 2500 South, yada yada. Okay, so this one, it just depends how much time we have. For this one, we could make a graphic with the pictures of these students and honor them for what they did. We could also just say the date and the time. For the sake of time today, we'll just tell them about when it is and say their names, okay? But in the future, if there's more time, it's always a good idea to show their picture and mention that they took second place or whatever place they took. Okay, so what we'll do for this one is we'll say the names of the people that won, and then, so the what is it? It's Art Night Live, okay? That's what it is. So let's start with that. So come back here, select your text tool. You can either click the T on the left, or the keyboard shortcut is just T as in text. And then click anywhere on the screen. And now we can type Art Night Live results. You'll notice that mine is super small. So what I want to do is I want to use my little cursor to highlight it. And then up here I want to change the size of it. The T, it's only 2.94 point font. So I select this and I choose a bigger font. Okay? And that shows me that I have some typos. So Art Night Live results is the what. Okay, that's what this announcement is. It's Art Night Live. Okay, so that's our what. Now make sure there's no typos. Now we come over and we go to the when and where. Okay, so in this case though, since this one's unique, before we do the when and where, we want to highlight these students, okay? So in this case, I would just copy and paste what she wrote. Congratulations to these students, okay? So highlight all that, Command C to copy, come back to the graphic, choose your text tool, the T, click anywhere, and paste, Command V, okay? Now we take this and we move it, and we're gonna have to make this one smaller, okay? So to make this one smaller, we push Command T, as in transform. We hover over one of the corners right here, and we click and drag while holding Shift. While we hold Shift, it keeps it proportionate. If I don't hold Shift, it will change sizes, but it will be all unproportionate. So I want to hold Shift, okay? And then I move this where I can see the whole thing. Something like that is probably good. Once you have it the size that you want, I would center it up in this case, and then I'd hit enter, okay? So now we have the what, we have the who that we're mentioning as highlights, and now we need to put the when. So come back over here, and the when on this announcement, the when and where is February 1st to March 9th at the Granite District office, okay? All right, so come back to Photoshop, get your text tool again, click anywhere, and type the where, or actually for space, let's write at. The at sign, at Granite District. Don't worry about the address, nobody's going to remember the address. So just write Granite District Office on this one. And if you have questions about what the important things are when you're doing these, feel free to ask me. And then we need our text tool again, click anywhere. And we're going to put, so at the Granite District Office, and it's February 1 to March 9. All right, then we click our arrow tool up here, and now we can move things around where we want them. To select a different layer, you come over here and you choose the layer you want to move, and you can move it. Now, something you need to be aware of. In the future, I'll create a template that shows you where not to put text. But with some of the shows that we use, we want to try to avoid having text in this area or this area. So avoid having them in the lower left or right corner so that we don't cut them off by images of our anchors on GTV. Okay. So that's your Art Night graphic. Okay, now this, at the very least, this is what we need. We need the who, where, and the what. And if there's any other details like on this one where we're congratulating some students, then that's what we need. Now, if there's no time, if we've got 5 minutes to get these on the air, then we just use text and we get the who, where, and what, and we call it good. But if there is time, then we try to make it a little bit more sexy. We try to make it look better. Okay? So the ways we can do this is we can add a graphic that represents Art Night. So if you'll come over to Google, open up a new tab, you can just search art,
It's pretty good. It's not that bad.
click on images, and see if there's any images that might be good for art night, like maybe this one right here, or this one. This one right here is good. If you click on the image, and then you right click it and choose copy image, then you can come back to Photoshop and you can paste it. Okay? And now we have this that we can use as a background. If I want to change the size of it, I push Command T. T for transform, hover over one of the corners and click and drag while holding Shift, and I can make it smaller. Okay? Now, you'll notice that this covered up all my text. Look over here in the layers window. That's because this layer is above all the text layers. So click that layer and drag it down. Oh, it's because I have to finish transforming. I have to push enter. Okay? Now I can click and drag the layer down below all the other ones. And now you'll notice that my text is above this graphic that I made. But you'll also notice that the text can't be read now. So let's change the color of the text so it stands out. So click on the first layer, which is Art Night Live Results. And then over here, click on your color right here. Click on the white one. And make sure it's chose white. Click OK. And it should change your color to white. Actually it didn't. It's because I have to use my text tool. So push T or click on the T here. Select your first text. And then choose the color. Make sure it's white. Click OK. And you'll notice that it changed it to white. Now it's kind of legible. If I want to see if I can make it stand out even more, while I've got this layer still selected, I can come over here to Styles. Right here, Styles. And I can choose like this one right here. Or sorry, this one here. This is a basic drop shadow. If I choose that, it puts just a little bit of a shadow around the edge of the letters. Now they stand out a little more. So let's go ahead and make all the letters white, and let's make all of them have a drop shadow. Okay. So click on the next layer, Granite District Office. Or sorry, let's start with the bottom one. Congratulations to. Then we need our text tool. So push T on your keyboard. Then select everything on that layer. Select your color here so you can change it to white. Click OK. And then under Styles, let's choose this drop shadow, the one right here. Now it's white, and now it has a drop shadow. Okay, now we need to do this with the other layers. The Granite District Office layer, select that. T for text tool. Highlight the entire text. And change it to white. And then we're good to go. We just need to choose our drop shadow. Then the last layer, the February 1st, select that. Choose your text tool by pushing T. Highlight everything. Up here at the top, click on this color and select white. Click OK. And then choose your drop shadow. So you now have a good looking graphic that's legible. Art Night Live Results, congratulations to. It's at Granite District Office from February 1st to March 9th. Now you're ready to save this. So now we go File, Save As. This is important. You need to go File, Save As, and then the format right here you need to change to a JPEG. File, Save As, JPEG. Name this whatever the announcement is. This one happens to be Art Night Live. Okay, Art Night Live. Save it under Documents, and then inside Documents, I want you to make a new folder. Click New Folder, and name this folder Graphics, and then the date, whatever date you're making graphics for. Graphics 1.30.15. Click Create, and then Save, and that will save that image in your graphics folder for the day. Now come back over to Finder and go to Documents And you'll notice that I've now got this folder called Graphics 13015, and it's got my Art Night Live announcement. Now I need to come back to the announcements and go on to the next announcement. So we just did Art Night Live. Now we need to do this one, and then we need to do this Dreamcatcher announcement. Once you've done all of them and saved them all as JPEGs, you'll have them all in this folder called Graphics and Today's Date. You then need to come get the thumb drive from me, copy them to the thumb drive, and then give them to the producer or director or the technical director of the GTV for the day. They'll know what to do with them from there. Okay? So all of you, your assignment is to make this Art Night Live graphic. Okay? Make it exactly like I did. Follow my video. Make it look exactly like mine. And turn it in here on Canvas. Hit pause as many times as you need, but make it look just like mine, like this. And then turn it in on Canvas.